Hey everybody, welcome to Frugal Facts. Today, we're going to go over the 10 ways on how to budget and save money. Make sure to watch until number 1 because it's one of the most amazing saving tips I've ever seen. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so we can help you with saving tips regularly. Now let's get straight into the video. You probably think it takes a complete lifestyle overhaul or to start living like a monk to become a diligent saver. That isn't entirely true. There are plenty of simple strategies, tricks, and tips that you can start practicing today to begin a savings habit. The importance of having savings is pretty simple. You'll enjoy greater security when you have a fallback plan or some cash for emergencies, which almost definitely come. And if you have savings set aside, you can try out new things or take out some risks that may bring bigger rewards in the future. Always get yourself into a savings groove and never forget the value of a hard-earned dollar. Here are 10 ways on how to budget and save money. Number 10. Make a budget. It sounds simple enough, but this is the first thing you must do to make sure you don't run out of money before your next paycheck. A budget is the cornerstone of any great financial plan. However, a budget is not a magic trick. It's a careful plan for every dollar you earn and a representation of a less stressful and more financially free life by extension. The first thing you want to do is figure out exactly how much money you earn at the end of the month. Determine your after-tax income after you've taken out all the automatic deductions such as your 401k, health and life insurance, etc. Deduct other taxes and other business expenses if you have any side gigs. By subtracting anything that reduces your income, you will have an exact figure of the amount of money you have to spend. A budget should cover all your needs, some of your wants, and leave some money for savings for emergencies or the future. That's all there is to a budget. Therefore, you must work around your income and figure out how to distribute your monthly income according to your financial goals. Number 9. Select a budgeting system. The next step is to choose a specific budgeting system that works for you, depending on what you are trying to achieve. You may want to select a budgeting system to tackle a particular goal, such as clearing your debt, building a savings account, or if you just want to figure out how to stop spending money unwisely. There are 2 super easy budgeting systems you can use. The envelope system. This is a rigid and tactile budgeting system that would be perfect for anyone who struggles with spending money frivolously. It may seem a little old school, but it's an excellent cash-based method that can curb your spending without hassle of having to keep track of every individual expense. You simply fill envelopes with enough cash to cover every expense category according to your budget. So, for instance, you'd have an envelope for groceries with the exact budgeted cash amount for that month. Once it's empty, you cannot spend any more money in that expense category. Then we have the zero-based budget system. This budgeting system makes your spending and monitoring absolutely clear. It's perfect for people who overspend as well as those who like to set a meticulous spending plan. This is how it works. You simply take all of your monthly income and deliberately spend every dollar that is. You allocate all your money to an expense until there are $0 left. Basically, the difference between your income and your expenses should equal 0. Of course, this doesn't mean blowing all your money every month on shopping and buying all kinds of things after you have paid your recurrent bills. The essence of the zero-based budget is that it allows you to give every hard-earned dollar a purpose. Once you get into a savings group, you'll be able to reallocate any amount of money that comes in under budget to your savings or any other expense category you deem fit. Number 8. Track your progress. The next step is to set in place ways to track your budgeting progress. Knowing where you are at any given moment can be a great source of motivation. It can also show you where you may need to make some adjustments because life can be unpredictable and you're not always going to have all your ducks in a row. If you are using budgeting systems such as the envelope system, it may be easy just to pop open your envelopes and immediately establish where you stand with your spending. However, there are plenty of free tools and apps you can use to keep track of your budget. Some of them can give you detailed reports on spreadsheets that you can use to analyze your progress. Remember always to revisit your budget. Circumstances change, and so do your income, expenses, and priorities. You can adjust your budget multiple times to suit your current situation, but always have one. Number 7. Automate your savings. One of the best ways to set in motion a growing savings kitty is to automate. You can use a checking account that will send the allocated savings amount to your savings account immediately after your paycheck hits your account. That way, it won't be available for any other use throughout the month. Automating your savings follows the budgeting principle of pay yourself first, which stipulates that before you spend any money, even on your bills and utilities, take out your savings and set it aside. It's a reverse budgeting system designed to place savings before expenses for your most cherished goals such as retirement, holidays, emergency funds, and others. You can then use the rest of your income to settle your bills and other expenses and reduce the hassle of having to crunch your numbers in every expense category. Automating your savings can be a huge source of motivation as you watch your savings grow month after month. Your spending plans will essentially be built around your savings goals. Number 6. Start with building an emergency fund. There's a famous quote by Derek Hugh which says, "The only thing certain in life is uncertainty." You are always going to have an unexpected occurrence or an emergency. That's just the reality of life. However, you'll always have a good night's sleep knowing you have even a small financial cushion you can pull up to cater for emergencies. Many financial experts recommend setting aside at least 6 months' worth of your living expenses. Such a fund will always keep you from getting into debt every time you have to deal with an emergency. Start building an emergency fund that will only be used to tackle the unexpected expenses that often lead you into debt. You'll find it extremely difficult to build your saving if you are constantly getting into debt. Aim to having an emergency fund that is at least half a year's worth of your living expenses. Number 5. Manage your debts. Debts can take up a significant portion of your income and leave little to no wiggle room for you to start saving money. In truth, debts now seem to be a common aspect of adulthood. However, there's good debt and there's bad debt. Bad debts, using debts to finance your consumption, is almost always a bad idea. It often throws you into unhealthy financial situations. Examples include credit card debt, because of the kind of things often purchased using credit cards, and high-interest loans such as payday loans and some personal loans that charge high interest rates. Good debts. These kinds of debts may even be considered as investments. If you take up some debt to purchase something that will increase in value or bring in some kind of monetary value that would improve your financial health, then it can be considered an investment. Examples of good debt include mortgages, student loans, and car loans. The important thing about debts is to always ensure you get a handle on them. Number 4. Smart shopping. Plan your shopping around your weekly needs and always avoid running to the store every 2 days. For expenses such as groceries, you can plan your weekly meals and then do your shopping according to the meal plans. You would have a solid shopping list that you can strictly adhere to and avoid spending any extra money. Multiple trips to the store actually cost more money in the long run. You can shop for furniture, toys, and even clothes at garage sales and get the same items you'd get in the stores at a fraction of the cost and in excellent condition. Use coupons to get discounts at restaurants, pharmacies, grocery stores, and other places. Number 3. Reevaluate your automatic subscriptions and memberships. There is a good chance that you are paying for multiple subscriptions that auto-renew each month or each year. Cancel any subscriptions that you hardly use and reallocate that money to your savings account or any other expense category. It doesn't matter if you have always had a subscription or it seems like a normal part of your everyday life. If you don't use it on the regular, cut it off and unsubscribe. You can also choose to turn off auto renewal so that you can decide whether or not you want to renew it every time your subscription expires. Some subscriptions such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, and gym memberships can be shared. Find out if you can split the cost by sharing the subscription with your friends and family members. Number 2. Buy generic items. Generic items often get a bad rep whenever they are compared to the brand names. But the truth is that they often work just as well and they cost a lot less money than the big brands. In many cases, big brands only have the brand name as an advantage and nothing more. It's basically the branding, the fancy logos, and the marketing that have instilled in us the belief that they work better. Many generic brands of food items such as rice and beans, medicines, electronics, and other items work just as well. You can save a few $100s when you shun the main brands. Number 1. Spend money to save money. While this may seem like the ultimate oxymoron, spending money to save money has many real-life examples of just how it can work towards helping you to improve your financial position. For instance, taking your car in for maintenance might cost money right away, but might save you more money over the long term. Taking that scheduled dental checkup might save you from expensive dental costs down the line. The idea is that spending money right now on such preventive strategies will always ensure you spend less money down the road. Sometimes it may be more prudent to do a more serious analysis and figure out whether it would be better to replace certain items with new ones if they cost more money to maintain. For instance, you may be better advised to replace your car rather than undertake regular expensive maintenance costs just to keep it going. Remember, working out your financial plan will require a lot of discipline. You will have to stay focused on your savings goals and make all your financial decisions based on those goals. It won't be easy, but it's certainly worth the pain and effort. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos of saving tips and much more. Check out this playlist of my top 10 videos of saving money tips, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care!